Hey everyone, so this video will be about the Kish bow designed by ZDL. It is essentially a Y-though bow, no Y-hopper though, Talon mag, and the grip. Talon mag is integrated into the handle, so you're not changing mags, that you have to reload just this one. And we'll get into how that works a little later. I think the biggest question people have is how this part works. That's how we load darts while being able to just keep drawing back. So I have a piece here. Into here, there's a big O-ring. It's a Vuitton O-ring, is what he recommends. It's particularly like thick and durable. This piece, there are different tolerances for this piece in the files. Goes in and grabs it. When you get to the end here of this spring, you keep pulling it, it lets go. This spring goes into the barrel, or pushes, the spring doesn't, the spring pushes this into your barrel and gives you a nice seal there. I have noticed, messing around here, this is a little piece of metric sized barrel for a Nerf dart. This is a piece of imperial size. Now I didn't think there'd be much difference, but it does feel like there's quite a bit more wiggle in the imperial compared to the metric. So I'm probably gonna provide metric barrels, or make this a little bigger, or like a bigger O-ring, maybe just like a little thicker. So I'm gonna experiment with that before listing kits. For the couple of you interested in kits immediately, I'll still send them out as recommended by ZDL in his hardware list. So if you want to just mess with it now, you can. So yeah, pretty cool. This could be applied to a lot of cool things. I think it could be made smaller, and I think this, instead of having a little gripper here, I think we could just have some magnets in this. Then we don't need this. This is an expensive O-ring. It's like $5. So to reload, you'll have to modify a Talon spring to screw this little piece onto it. You'll draw your bow back all the way to the edge. Take this little loading key. Sorry, that probably wasn't on video very well, but now we've put this little key in here. It holds the pusher back, because the pusher's not gonna let you push the magazine up and down. The magazine release will let you push it up. Now inside there's our magazine. And I can see my spring is getting caught right now, so I've got to go in and clean this up a little bit. But then you just take some darts and you just push them in here. You know how to load a magazine. Grab the bit, pull it down. This will hold it in place. And then you can let go of this. If you let go of this though, you're gonna load a dart into the barrel. So that means next time you draw, you're gonna load another one, and you're gonna have a 2-shot on your first draw. Or leave the key holding here until you're ready to take your first shot. And then when you pull back, it'll fall. Dart's loaded, boom. Now I don't have my string going, so obviously it's not gonna shoot. Let's go over that next. I don't think there's really much to go over. This is a pre-made string for archery that I got from Amazon. I was planning on providing a Kevlar fiber string, just like this. That is what Foam Demic does with the the wide elbow, and this obviously works fine. I know there was discussion of paracord. Well, I watched a video about alternate strings for bows, and he tested fishing line and paracord and something else. And bottom line, the paracord stretched the most. It works, but it stretched the most, meaning the least performance. And I think all of you probably want more performance. Just like the wide bow, I mean, you bend it a little bit on your own and loop it on there. Make sure it's on there nicely. And unlike the wide bow, you've got this little bit of loose, which is nice. You need to do this to move the magazine up. And even now, well, I'm not gonna be able to move it up because this is in, but the tension from these, stretching it, does make it harder to move the magazine up and down. It's something to keep in mind. It can be a little frustrating, and it can be easier to reload if you just go ahead and unstring it. So then what you can do when you're ready to shoot is just bring it back into this little slot in the handle. Bada bing, bada boom. Pull back, dart's loaded, let go. And you know, obviously you can control how hard it is by how far back you pull it, how tight your string is, how thick your fiberglass rods are. Speaking of fiberglass rods, this is sized for 6 millimeters, which is a little less than a 1/4 inch. I have 1/4 inches in here, but I did end up having to do a lot of sanding. I ended up just drilling them with a 1/4 inch drill bit to make them slightly bigger and fit better. I will edit the file to make it fit 1/4 inch better, but there's also been a request for 5/16, which I believe is the more standard driveway marker size. And if you are looking for these yourself, don't search for a fiberglass rod, search for a driveway marker, and you'll have a lot better luck. You find them all over the place, all sorts of hardware stores. So let's talk performance and just other caveats about the blaster. I was getting about to 150 FPS was like some of the highest ones I was getting. As I mentioned earlier though, I'm doing that with imperial sized barrel, not metric, so I don't think I'm getting the best seal I could be getting. So there's definitely performance on the table there. If you opt for 5/16 fiberglass rod, that's going to be more performance. If you opt for a shorter string, that's going to be more performance. I'm not going to recommend that. I'm only going to recommend you do the size recommended in the hardware list, which I believe is 1.15 meters to 1.2 meters, which is 56 inches. Those are things to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is the need to modify the Talon mag. It's not gonna permanently, the holes are there forever, obviously. But you can use it as a regular Talon mag afterwards if you decide to disassemble and take it out. It's not particularly easy to disassemble and get out, but it's not that hard either, I suppose. I'm probably over exaggerating that. So in conclusion, hardware kits next week sometime. If you want a completed one, that's I'm working towards that. I'm gonna make another one and a build video using the second one, and then I will probably list completed blasters as well. One more caveat I'd like to mention for the hardware list. I'm gonna list, there's gonna be a lot of options. There's gonna be no fiberglass rods, and this is gonna make it the cheapest for shipping because they're so long. That's gonna give me, it's just gonna make the shipping higher. It's just how it is. So if you want it to be cheap, source your own. They're not that hard to get. You need about 1 10-foot length. If you don't want to deal with that, I'm gonna offer both 1/4 inch and 5/16. Right now, I think it's just gonna be white for the fiberglass rod color. I'm gonna look into offering more colors, but that's just what it is. And yeah, if you guys have any more questions, let me know. I'll answer in the comments, and if there's enough questions, I'll make a follow-up video.